Hello and welcome to Old Westbury Movie Reviews. I am Zepeda, and today I will be reviewing Thor Ragnarok, starring Chris Hemsworth and directed by Taika Waititi.
Asgard is dead.
Hi there. What have you brought today? Tell me.
A contender.
It's main event time. And now, I give you your incredible...
Yes! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
Oh, come on.
In Thor Ragnarok, the third Thor film and the 17th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Hela, the goddess of death, has taken over Asgard, while Thor is imprisoned on the planet Sakaar without his hammer, and must fight in gladiatorial matches in order to gain his freedom. In the gladiatorial matches, he discovers the Avenger Hulk is the grand champion of the gladiator matches. With the help of Hulk, Loki, and newcomer Valkyrie, Thor must defeat Hela and save Asgard from destruction. Thor hasn't been the most popular character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. While characters like Iron Man, Captain America, and the Guardians of the Galaxy have had great films and been a huge part of popular culture, Thor seems to be a less popular character. Granted, I think the first Thor movie is one of the more underrated Marvel films, but others seem to forget about that film and the sequel, Thor: The Dark World, which is arguably the weakest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. However, director Taika Waititi, who's known for his great comedies like What We Do in the Shadows and Hunt for the Wilder People, has decided to take Thor into a new direction by focusing more on comedy and making Thor Ragnarok a throwback to campy 80s sci-fi films like Flash Gordon. Many people have been excited to see the new direction Thor has gone in, and people thought this might be the first great Thor film. And while many people are praising Thor Ragnarok as the best Thor film, I don't really get why. Thor Ragnarok is definitely a lot of fun. Taika Waititi's sense of humor is great, and I cannot stop laughing throughout the whole film. I'd argue Chris Hemsworth is better as a comedic actor than he is an action star, and this film proves it. Jeff Goldblum as the Grand Master, who is the leader of Sakaar, is comedic gold. Korg, played by Taika Waititi himself, is also hilarious. The set design is great, and I like how colorful the whole film looks, and the action is pretty epic. But my problem with Thor Ragnarok is that it's all style over substance. A lot of the character arcs fall flat because each character feels so underwritten. Throughout most of the film, Thor is just a self-parody of himself, but in the finale, a plot point comes out of nowhere about how Thor doesn't need his hammer to be a god, even though that never really came up in the film at all. They tried to give a satisfying ending to Loki and Thor's rivalry throughout the past few Thor films, and that feels weak and forced in. Hela is a huge disappointment, especially since Marvel has finally given us some strong villains like in Phase 3, like Zemo, Ego, and Vulture, after many complaints of the villains being weak in the first two phases of the cinematic universe. But Hela's motivation is weak, and she never comes off as menacing or fierce. Unfortunately, she's another boring Marvel villain like Malekith in Thor: The Dark World or Ronan in Guardians of the Galaxy. I also feel like this film lacks a lot of stakes and consequences. This movie is called Thor Ragnarok, which means the end of Asgard, and it feels like the destruction of Asgard isn't even the main focus of the film. And major things happen in this film that will impact Thor and the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and all of this lacks any emotional or thematic weight. While there is fun to be had with Thor Ragnarok with its slick sense of humor and great action scenes, the film is all style and very little substance. The character arcs are poorly written, and this film lacks any types of stakes or weight. It's nowhere near as great as others are giving it credit for, and I give Thor Ragnarok a 6.5 out of 10.